Greetings everyone. Welcome back to my messy bench. On the bench today we have this Tigersaurus. It's a Southwest Technical Products Tigersaurus Amplifier 210/A. These are mono amplifiers, just one channel. So if you need stereo, you need two of them. Well, the backstory of this thing is, my friend who lives up in Michigan, about 6 hours away, he has another friend, Kurt, and they're both into these Tiger amps from Southwest Technical Products. They have different models, they have preamps and things. And, well, Kurt was visiting my friend up in Michigan, and they were working on these things. One works, the other one does not. This one is the one that works. I'm just going to give it a test. But anyhow, they were working on the other one, trying to get it going, and I got involved in it, kind of remotely, trying to make suggestions. Well, they were unable to get it going. They don't have a lot of time. You need a lot of time to dig into these things. You need to take breaks and try things. Because the other one had an oscillation problem. It's burning up resistors and things. They're trying to get it going. But yeah, Kurt had to get home. They just didn't have enough time. So anyhow, Kurt was talking to me and saying, you want to take a look at these things? I said, yeah, I'll take a look at them. So I live in southwest Ohio. I happen to live near a major corridor, north-south corridor, which is I-75. So Kurt had to come this way anyway, so he dropped these off. And yeah, I'm going to look at them. So again, this is the working unit. I'm just going to run a power test, just make sure everything's okay. I'm not going to open it. It's not my property. I'm not going to tinker with it. If I see anything, I'll just make a suggestion and go from there. Here's the problem child amp. I see that's a rat's nest of wires there. See, all the outputs are in the back here. There's 8 outputs. Again, this is a single channel amp. These things will put out 250 watts at clipping into 8 ohms, I believe it said. Look at the size of that transformer. Sprague power lytics, big old caps. So yeah, I need to formulate a plan here of attack. You see these resistors are burnt, but their value's good. I already put my meter on a bunch of resistors. That one's a little roasted there, got a little warm there. But the value is still good. So yeah, I need to formulate a plan of attack on this amp. What I think I can do is use my power supply. So I have these disconnected right now. My power supply doesn't go up to plus minus 70 volts that this needs, but the amp will run on lower voltage, and I can set current limits. So I can probe around and tinker without the risk of blowing stuff up, or at least lowering the risk. See what the problem is. But yeah, these came from eBay. One was working, one was not. They were already assembled. And when they were looking at these things, I think they found a resistor in, or a transistor in wrong, and oscillation issue. Like I said, I was working remotely. Okay, we got our YouTube safe music here. I am on the bulb limiter, 200 watt bulb. So let's hear what it sounds like. Sounds good to me. Listen how long this thing runs on after you turn it off. Those big Sprag Powerlytics inside hold a big charge. Okay, we're plugged direct now off the bulb. Do a power test. See what kind of power we can get out of this thing. I'm at my limit, so I'm going to have to crank up the level. Meter looks good. 44 volts RMS into 8 ohms is 242 watts. So yep, it's doing the business. Working just fine. I didn't see any oscillations at clipping. Okay, I'm at 10 kilohertz now, and I don't see any crossover notch. I'm at a low level, so I'm zoomed in. Alright, so I give this amp a clean bill of health. Aside from a couple minor things, it needs some bulbs for the meter, the control in the back. It's a little bit scratchy. It needs some contact cleaner. Like I said, I'm not going to open this. I'm not going to tamper with it. I'm not going to check capacitors, all that. It's not my property. You know, this is not the one that was to be looked at. I just wanted to, check it out, make sure everything was good with it. So I checked the output offset voltage. It was under 5 millivolts, so that's very good. The bias seems good. Didn't see any notches on the scope. If you play unaccompanied piano music, a nice clear recording, listen carefully at lower levels, you can kind of hear a fuzziness to the sound. That might indicate a problem with the bias. You're getting a crossover notch. That's one way to check if you don't have a scope. Just use your ears and careful listening. You really can't hear it with other music. It's usually instruments that are played alone, unaccompanied, like pianos or maybe violins or something. So yeah, that's one thing you could do. Ran the thing from low to maximum power to clipping. I didn't see any oscillations or any spurious problems pop up during that test. Had symmetrical clipping. It ran up right about to where it's supposed to clip. So yeah, this amp is in good health. So what I'll do in a future video, whenever I get around to it, I'll start tackling the problem child amp and see if I can get anywhere with that. So I'll wrap it up here. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.